Hey everyone, welcome back to another YouTube video. In this video, we are going to talk about reports and dashboard in Splunk, and then we're going to build our dashboards based on the reports as well. So let's understand what is report and what is dashboard. So let's first talk about report. So report is technically a saved search in Splunk, and it can show us like events, statistics, table, visualization, or any kind of charts. And also report returns fresh results each time we run it. So for example, if we save any report today for last 24 hours, and if we run report next morning or another day, it's going to take that time that we saved it with, and it's going to run at that time. So on that time, it'll be running for all 24 hours past hours. So in this screen, we have our Splunk loaded already, and let's step into our search and reporting app. And let's first run our search to find the data. So if you remember, we had this data in here, Splunk index equal web. Let's change the time to all time. So we have this data in here in our index web. So let's first add another metadata field from here, source type, and let's just click on it to add it to the search bar. We just ran a search and we have this index over here with the source type embedded in it. Now, what if I want to save this as a report? It's very simple. So what we need to do is just like we need to click on save and click on save as report. But let's just first add few things in here. So for example, I want to add action equals purchase, and I want to see the failed purchase thing. So let's just add a status not equal to 200. So we should have a status, and let's just do that status not equal to 200. So what I'm doing that I need to check the failed purchased items on our website. So if we save it like with the report, it's going to give us this option. So title of the report is the name that we're going to see that. And the best practice in Splunk to save a report as is just like the first part should be a department. So let's just say that department, the second part should be like if it's a report or dashboard, and third part is going to be a served purpose. I would say the name of this thing. So for example, let's just name it this report. So department is sales, and of course this is a report, and then we can say that failed purchase. So sales department report and the failed purchasing means we're looking at the failed purchase on our website. So let's just description is an option, but we can have it. So let's say that failed purchase by the customers. And over here it shows us that, okay, you want to use the time range picker means we're going to have this option if we selected yes, and if we selected no, we're not going to have that option when we open the report. So let's just save this customers. And in this page, it's going to show us permissions, means if you want to share with anyone else, like for example, we have owner means I created this report app, someone within this app, and all apps means everyone in Splunk. Let's just put it this way. So I will just leave it like this, and this is the report that we just created. So if you see right here, time picker, this is the thing that I was talking about, that if we selected no, it would have not given us this thing over here. So that's the first thing, of course, on this side, we can, open in a search that we had, we can edit the description, edit the permission, edit schedule. So schedule means if we want to run this report on some scheduling time and acceleration, it's just like an advanced level thing. And of course, we have clone, embed, and delete. So let's just leave it like that. So this report was technically based on our raw data. What if we want to have some sort of visualization or statistics, or if we want to create some tables? So there are three methods that we can do this, and we're going to walk through those three methods. So the first method is this, that if we want to have some chart or column or anything like that, some visualization, what we do, we come over here like on any of the fields, and if you see right here on the report side, we can see option, we can see a heading, and over there we have different options to select it or create a report based on it. So let's say that I want to create with the top values, a report with the top values with the purchase action and fail action. Let's just do some successful action. So status 200 on website means action was successful. So means the purchase was successful. So let's just run it with 200. Then I'm going to come over here. Let's just do by category ID. So means these are the categories in our web for the games that we have over here. So let's just select it. So you see, it gave us the visualization, even if we just selected that thing over here with just this thing, and it just took us to this visualization. So it's very beautiful visualization. So this is just like one method of creating this report. So let's just save it. Sales department, then of course report, then of course successful purchase. So I want to have a time picker, and it's asking me that either you want to have this and this, like table and visualization, or you want to have just visualization, or you want to have just a table. So I'll just selected my bar table and then time picker, of course. And I'm going to open it in a new tab to view this. So this is how it's going to look like. So that's the first method to create visualization with the report. And the second method that we're going to use, let's just go back to our base query purchase with 200 actions. Second method is we can use is this one. So once we have the results in a raw format, come to click on visualization and click on pivot. So if you click on pivot, it's going to take all the fields into consideration, and it's going to bring us to another page. So in this page, if you see that total counts in our results with that successful purchase is 1,860. Now what we want to do is just like we want to have like rows and columns based on our report. So let's just say that. So what if I want to have my category my category ID on left side and the count on the right side? So this is how we can do that. So click on split rows, and you can select the field that you want to have in your table. So if I click on over here, it's going to ask me that, okay, what do you want to label? It means the column name. So I would just leave it like that, this default name. And of course, sorted by default, and maximum rows in the table is going to show us like 100. So right now you see we have all the categories ID over here and the column name to count of whatever it is. So we can change the column name from here as well. So let's just say that sold products count. Sold product counts. So update it. So you see sold product counts in each category ID. And then we can save it to our report as well. So let's just say that sales report, and then sold, and let's just say that pivot method. I'm just giving it a rough name, you guys can give it them. And let's just save it. So it's asking me a model title. You must have a search data model that will power this report. So we can name it like, once we're saving your report with the pivot method, we need to give a model name. So data model name. So let's just give it like, let's say sales underscore DM, and we're going to save it and view this report. So we have sales report sold based on pivot. So that's a second method. Let's go back to our initial basic query, and let's just discuss the third method. So the third method to create visualization and then save it based on our visualization, I would say visualization is just like running a transforming command that we discussed in our last lecture. Stats, let's just say the stats count by, let's just say category ID. So the third method is to just use a transforming command in the search bar to have our visualization. So it's going to give me like, this is a stats table, and I can click on the visualization. I can click on the charting over here. So for example, if I want to use this chart, I can click on this chart, and if you want to show the number over here, I can click on format and I can show data on as well. Then of course, we can see it this way, or we can have like we can have our heat we can show our numbers and heat maps over here as well. So for example, it's going to show us less than 100, a different color. Then heat map is just like a coloring system that we can add in a table format in a statistics table. And of course we can save this as well into our report. So let's just save it, sales report, and let's just say that this is a sold category, and then of course it's a in command method. I'm just giving a rough name. You guys can give any name that you want to. So now we have saved 3 or 4 reports. So how you can access to the report, let's just go back. Click on search and reporting and click on the reports right here, and it's going to show you your reports. And you see right here, so these are our from different reports, and today we saved all of these reports. And we can just click on it one by one to run those reports. And we can change it to last 24 hours. We're not going to have any data since we had this data for almost this long back. So we have saved reports, and let's go back to our base search. Click on search and reporting app, and let's just, as you know, we can check the history over here, and let's just remove this thing from here. And this is our base search in Splunk. All right, so that's how we saved our reports. Now, the next topic that we're gonna discuss is a dashboard. What is dashboard? So dashboard is a combination, or I would say dashboard is a consist one or more panel displaying the data visually, or any raw format, tables, charts, or anything like that. We can also add reports as an panel to the dashboard. So let's just say that dashboard is a combination of different reports, or it can have more than one panel in it to just correlate data in one interface, or I would say on one page. So it is efficient, and it is recommended by the Splunk to have your dashboard supported by reports. When I say supported by reports, means those panel in the dashboard should be created by by the report, saved report, because we can use those saved report in more than one dashboard, and that's going to be performance efficient on our instance as well. Let's use ad hoc method first, just to save one panel to a dashboard, and then we're going to bring our already created report in the dashboard as well. So let's just say that I want to have my let's say stats count. Let's put it this way: stats count by category ID and action. So let's say I want to save this in my dashboard. So for example, what accessories we have in here. Let's use status instead of action, because we just have already one action. So what if we want to use some visualization? We can use this way. Let me format it to show the number. Let's just do multi-series. So it's going to show me a multi-series means let me go back. So it's right next to each other, and this is going to stack it on each other. So let me save this too. So let's just say on, and let's just save it to a dashboard. So it's the same thing, save as existing dashboard and new dashboard. Since we do not have any dashboard, so I'm going to create a new dashboard. So let's just say that sales department, and this is a dashboard, and items sold. And this is the dashboard title and the description you want to give it to. And classical, so we have two types of dashboards in Splunk. One is a classical dashboard, another one is a dashboard studio. So I'm just going to select with the classical dashboard and the panel title. So in the dashboard, what would be the name of this panel? So I'll just say that category based on let's just say status. I'm just giving a rough name. You guys can give it to any name. And if you click on advanced, it's going to show you, you want to power it by something like that or drill down in that. But we're going to talk about that later. Well, let's just save it to the dashboard. And let's review the dashboard. So you see, this is our dashboard name, and this is the panel name that we added in here. So that's the major difference between report and dashboard. In dashboard, we can have more than one panel, but in a report, like over here, we cannot add this to more than one panel. So in report, we're just going to have one panel. So this is very basic dashboard. What if you want to add some time constraint in here? So for example, if you want to run this search for, instead of running all time, you want to run it last for 30 days, right? We don't see any option for the time in here. So what we can do is just click on edit and add input and time over here. And I'll like to add submit button as well. So what it's gonna do, we're going to have our time picker over here, and let me name it. So label is a time, and default, let's just say it like let's just say last 30 days. So this is a default time. This is a time filter, and this is how we're going to apply it to our panels as well. And of course, we're going to have submit button as well. Now we just created this constraint, but how we can link this constraint to this report? What we're gonna do is we're gonna click on this magnifying glass, and you see time range picker. We're going to select the shared time picker. So this is going to be considered as a shared time picker. So we're going to apply it, and now we're going to save it. So it says no category find. Let's just change the time to all time so that we can find those results, and let's just submit. So it's going to show us the data in here. Now, since we have this, and I want to add more panels to it, I can do the same thing. I can run the search, and I can bring the more panels in it, and I can do the same thing over here. But what if I want to use an existing report and bring it to over here? So for example, this is a report that we just created, and it's very simple. You go to the report, select any report that you want to bring in. Let's say that you want to bring in this report, right? Let's just select a different visualization. Let's say this. Okay, successful purchase. So for example, if I want to bring this to my sales dashboard that I'm building for my sales team, I'll just click on add dashboard, and it's going to ask me the dashboard name. So I would like to add it to existing dashboard, of course, and the panel title, and of course, let me copy this name so that it stays consistent over there. Existing dashboard, click on the dashboard from the drop down, and name of the panel. And of course, we want to make sure over here, panel powered by not inline search, but the report that we're just going to bring it to. And then we're going to save it and view the dashboard. So you notice right now one thing, that this is waiting for the submit button to press, but this just popped up with all of the results. Since this is not linked with this time, this is actually linked the actual time that we ran it for, and we saved it. So that's how we can have our a dashboard build up in here. We can add more filters to the dashboard. Like for example, we can add more constraint, we can have more text, we can have radio button and everything over here to add as an constraint to all of these things. But that's going to be an advanced level thing, so we're going to just work on that. So if you want to look the code back in this report, the dashboard, you can look at the code as well. You can manipulate the things in advanced level work requirements. So this is how this dashboarding works. So that's the process to reports and then dashboard. And of course, you can just play around with all of the options. Click on this, you can clone it to another dashboard name. You can change the permission, you can set it to the home. For example, if I set this dashboard the dashboard home, so once I click on this button, it's going to show the dashboard over here. So this is very good feature that we get from Splunk. So for example, whenever you log into the system, you don't need to go and find the dashboard. You will just come over here, or you can have your one screen just open over here to monitor your sales, or for example, if you're working cybersecurity, to monitor your threats and all of those things as an executive view. So I mean, that's the purpose of this this feature in Splunk dashboard right here. So yeah, that was it for today. So in today's video, we discussed reports and dashboard. I know this is just like a real quick walkthrough in details we can go through, and that's gonna come up in some advanced level videos that we're going to go through. But however, if you have any questions or anything, please reach out to me. Just comment in that, or you can reach out to WhatsApp group, or you can reach out to Facebook. I hope this will help you to understand this visualization, reporting, and dashboard app. And look forward to see you in the next videos. Thank you very much, guys. Have a good day.